today's video, I'm going to show you the best early Christmas gaming PC deals out there. Some of these PCs are not on a deal, but they are really good for the price, and that's why I put them on this list. Now, I will be updating you with videos and posts on YouTube in case there are more Christmas deals in the future, so don't worry about it if you don't want to buy a gaming PC right now. I will be updating you. You will have all the links to these PCs and more down below in the description, and if your budget is not on this list, just let me know in the comment section and I will reply as fast as possible and try to help you. So now let's start. Now with the first PC we have of course the HP Pavilion gaming desktop with the GTX 1650 Super and the i5-11400. This one is the gaming PC that I have right now. I have a video about it. I've made a full review that you can go and watch in the top right of the screen. Now, I don't know if I recommend you buying this gaming PC for Christmas, and let me explain why. This gaming PC is customizable. This means that you won't get this gaming PC before Christmas. So if you're searching a gaming PC to give to somebody or you want it before Christmas, then don't buy this one. But if you're willing to wait until next month, then I think it's worth the wait because you get a great budget GPU-CPU combination that you can't get in a PC build and you actually can't get in other Prebuilt PCs. I think that if you have a tight budget, these HP Pavilions are going to be your best option if you're not thinking of upgrading a lot of stuff in the future, like the case, motherboard, and power supply. If you wanna upgrade those components too, then I think you should go for a Prebuilt PC that is worse but is more upgradable, or with a PC build with a Ryzen 5 5600G CPU. It's going to be around the same price, but the performance for right now is going to be much worse. So that depends on your necessities. Do you want to game right now, or do you want a gaming PC that is upgradable for a GPU in the future? If you want to play right now, the HP Pavilion is definitely going to be your best option. And remember, I have a video about it, and not only that, but I have two videos. One is only for benchmarks. Now you can buy this gaming PC on Amazon for 30 bucks more, but it's not exactly the same PC. It has the GTX 1650 Super, the same 8 gigs of RAM, but I think on Amazon it's only one stick instead of two sticks, and that's something to keep in mind because dual channel will give you more performance at the end. You get the 256 gigs of SSD, but the worst part is that you get the i3-10100, which is not terrible. I think it's a decent CPU for gaming, especially for 1080p gaming, but on the other PC, for 30 bucks less, you get dual channel on the RAM and you get the i5-11400, which is way better than the i3-10100, and especially for high demanding CPU games like CSGO. But the positive thing about this Amazon one is that it arrives before Christmas, so if you're working with a tight budget, you want a gaming PC for gaming now before Christmas, then this Amazon HP Pavilion is going to be your best option. With the next PC, it arrives before Christmas, is the Acer Nitro 50 gaming desktop. It has the i5-11400F, which is going to be once again much better than the i3-10100. You get the GTX 1650, which is pretty decent. It's not better than the 1650 Super, but once again for 1080p it's going to get the job done. 8 gigs of RAM. I don't know if it's one stick or two, but if it's one stick, definitely upgrade it to 16 gigs where you will get a much better performance, especially in games like Fortnite. You also get 500 gigs of SSD, and that is pretty nice, but you should upgrade it if you don't think that 500 gigs is going to be enough for you. But once again, the GTX 1650, the i5-11400F is going to get the job done for 1080p 60 FPS average gaming almost every single game. And for competitive games, it's going to run at above 100 FPS in games like Valorant, CSGO, and Fortnite. The next PC is the Cyberpower Gamer Extreme VR gaming desktop, and I think this one is my favorite on the list, although the next one it's a new one from Cyberpower and I think it's better. But this PC for $1,014 you get the i5-11400F, 8 gigs of RAM, and the RTX 2060. This is the most interesting part because I've made a gaming PC on the PC part picker, and for $1,000 I could only get the i3-10100 with the GTX 1660, while on this Prebuilt PC you get the RTX 2060 with the i5-11400, so it's a much better combo, and you also get that entry level of ray tracing with the RTX 2060. You also get 500 gigs of SSD, is Wi-Fi ready, Windows 11 Home. I don't know if it's a downside or a good side for Windows 11, depends on what you like, and you also get a free mouse and a keyboard. Now the next PC is also from Cyberpower and it's the same model, but it's $1,200 because you get the RTX 3060 instead of the 2060. You also get 60 gigs of RAM, 500 gigs of NVMe SSD, and 1TB TB of hard drive. I think it's worth the upgrade. You're spending around $200 more, but you get a better GPU, so it's going to be much better for gaming, and also has a better level of ray tracing. You also get 16 gigs of RAM, so here you don't need to upgrade anything, and it's on dual channel as well, and you also get that extra TB of hard drive, which is nice to have because you get more storage. So for a $200 difference, you get a better GPU, more RAM, and more storage. I think it's worth the upgrade, but it's up to your budget. If you can upgrade it, definitely go for this one instead of the last one. But if you can't, don't worry, the last one is going to be just fun. Both for 1080p gaming is going to run at above 144 FPS on average in competitive games, and even 240 FPS on average if you lower the graphics settings. And you can literally run every single game 1080p 60 FPS average, even the high demanding games like Red Dead Redemption 2. With the next PC, we have the AVS Master Gaming Desktop from Newegg. This one has the i5-11400F, which is the same CPU, but here you get the RTX 3060 Ti, 1TB of SSD and 16 gigs of RAM. Once again, for a $200 difference from the last one, you get a way better GPU. Believe me that between the 3060 and the 3060 Ti, there is a huge difference in gaming, and you also get that TB of SSD, which is going to be a much better option than the 1.5 TB with 1TB of hard drive, because the TB of SSD is going to be much faster, even though it's less storage. You also get those 16 gigs of RAM, so no need to upgrade anything, and you get a better air cooler than the Cyberpower PC. So temperatures for this PC, I'm guessing, are going to be better than the Cyberpower one, and you also get that 3060 Ti, which is going to be a perfect GPU not only for 1080p 240 FPS average, but also for a 1440p 60 FPS average type of gaming. So if you have a 1440p monitor and you don't want to spend more than $1,500, this one is your PC. And also it's on a discount of $200, so I would buy it right now if I was you. And for the last PC, we have the Asus ROG Strix gaming desktop with the Ryzen 7 5800X, a great CPU, the RTX 3070, which is going to be slightly better than the 3060 Ti, 16 gigs of RAM and 1TB of SSD. This PC is really similar to the last one in terms of specifications. The RTX 3070 is not going to be a much better option than the 3060 Ti. It's going to be better, but not by a lot. You also get those same 16 gigs of RAM and 1TB of SSD, but the main difference is on the CPU. The Ryzen 7 5800X is going to be a much better option than the i5-11400F in both gaming and multitasking. So if you're going to do some 3D rendering, video editing, live streaming with one PC, this one is definitely your best option, but it's more expensive as well, $1,800. If you don't have the budget, so don't worry, go with the last one. It's going to work just fine, but this PC is going to be a much better option if you can afford it, of course. But the only downside, I think, is that CPU air cooler for the Ryzen 7 5800X. Now once again, if you have a budget above this number, above $1,800, let me know in the comment section what's your budget, your favorite games to run on your PC, and also if you want a Prebuilt PC or a PC build, so I can send you my recommendation on what to buy at that price point. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell button if you want to get notified when these Christmas deals are coming. So thank you for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.